What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. The top 10 video games of 2018. Yes, I know you're excited about it. We never talk video games until the end of the year. But here we are. We have arrived at the top 10 video games of 2018. Now, let me start this by saying Fortnite, a lot of people want to hear about Fortnite. Listen, we're going to have this controversy eliminated right now. Fortnite did not come out in 2018, all right? It's been out before 2018. People still play it, and it's a popular game, and it deserves an honorable mention because it didn't debut in 2018, but the impact is, can't ignore that. The online multiplayer platform, it's just amazing. They keep changing things to keep it fresh. So we definitely want to give that honorable mention, but this is for the games that, made their premiere and debut in 2018. So a lot of people may have Fortnite on their list. This is why Fortnite isn't on the list, but we did have to give it its proper shout out for its impact on the gaming world right now. Okay, so for Fortnite, you get that honorable mention. Now, as we move forward, these are the best games of 2018. Number 10 is Celeste. It's a mountain climbing type of game, and a lot of people don't really understand it. But the story of an undeserving, like some anxiety boasting thing, a challenge where you get to run through there with the artwork is like classic, old school. You got good high energy music. A lot of people are not gonna like this game, but believe me, it's very good. Once you start playing it, you won't stop. It's got pixel art that I like, and basically, it's a triumph to me. It's like meeting personal goals. Different type of game. Has to be in the top 10 out of all the games I've played. This is definitely the one. This is a multi-platform game. And if you play Celeste, you'll understand it. A lot of people like it. They love it. And I'm like, wow, it doesn't get a lot of press because it's not flashy like the rest of the games, but it definitely needs to be on that list. Now, the very next game on that list. Super Mario Party. Super Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch is fun, fun, fun. I love Super Mario Party. I've always loved those games anyway, so they're a lot of fun, a lot of colors, a lot of things to go over, and to me, just effectiveness with the basics. The Nintendo Switch does a good thing with they combine the simple controls with the innovating mini games, and that's what the features of what that makes this game stands out is all the mini games that they have, and it just soothes you. So this is a very fun game to play and definitely deserves to be on the list at number 9. Number 8, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider with Lara Croft is probably the best game they've come out with since its earlier edition, like the introduction. Because yet, this is the prequel saga, which turns the jungle into a living weapon. And that's why it makes it more like thrilling in the battles of combat. Definitely the best Tomb Raider game I've played in a long time. So hats off to Tomb Raider because they did a great job at making this work. Now, that brings us to number 7. Number 7 on the list is a game that people played and said, wow, they're back. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a redemption and getting things back on pace to me. You know, the storytelling about Assassin's Creed is what made it exciting enough for them to actually make a movie about. But Alexios and Cassandra is more than epic. And it is effortless in the interactive freedoms and groundbreaking storylines. So I give them credit for that. A lot of people are not gonna like that. But to me, on the multi-platform, the artwork, the direction, storyline, ancient Greece, you know, you can't go wrong there. It deserves to be number 7 on the list out of all the games that's out there. It's a lot of games that were really good this year. Some disappointed, but there's a lot of good games this year. A lot better. A lot of guys got better at trying to make competitive games and challenges instead of trying to remake the same game over and over again. Now, number 6, we have Monster Hunter World. A lot of people thought Monster Hunter World would have been much higher on the list. A lot of people have it as their best game of the year. Um, like I said, my buddy came here and played it. It is an amazing game, and it's, you know, has some complexity to it by far. Where it lacks at is this lack of character development, and there is no plot. There is no plot to the game except for just it's the funnest game you could ever play with very little plot. You can sidekick with nice characters and you get to level up and make your gear, and the gear and all the artwork and everything is just impeccable. So it covers a lot of ground. You get to slay a lot of angry monsters. So that's why it is high on that list at number 6. And don't get that wrong. Just because it's number 6 means that it didn't belong or something like that. No, it definitely belonged on the list. It's just that other games that were better. People are gonna say, what could beat that? What in the world could beat that game? Number 5, we have Spider-Man. Marvel's Spider-Man. A lot of people had this as one of their top games, like number 2 or number 3. I saw some votes for number 1. It was the year of the spider at the movie theaters and swinging into action in the video games. The best Spider-Man game they've come out with. You know, this is the thing with all the things involved. Luckily for this team, they got a whole new acrobatical thing going on with the release of this, with the sinister comic book villains. You know, the score. See, now that's one thing that stands out about Spider-Man. This one, the music, the score, it stands out. With the classic, the graphics, the action, and everything else involved, it's more of a big screen adventure. It's like a mini movie that you're making your own movie playing a video game. And you got a cameo from Stan Lee. So it's impressive. I liked it. So at number 5, we have Spider-Man. Number 4 on the list is going to shock a lot of people. Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is number 4 on my list. A lot of people didn't have this game ranked that high on their list. Why? I have no idea. This was clearly one of the best games of 2018. Clearly. Storyline. Post-apocalyptic drama. See, you got this Eaton's Gate, this Doomsday cult that ruled the land in the post-apocalyptic era, and they're fighting with different factions of resistance to liberate the country from the rulers of the Eaton's Gate. This is what I'm talking about. Graphics, intense, different concepts. You know, they had the Cold War to the September 11th attacks. The development team, they got the social climate of the events. They did this with amazing, amazing detail. A spinoff is coming next year too, called Far Cry New Dawn. This movie, it felt like a movie. This game was so intense that Far Cry 5 had the most positive reception. It made about 300 some million in a week. And it's not even being talked about that much when everybody's doing it. It's a first person shooter game, but this is a great adventure game. You guys will sleep on Far Cry 5. I'm sorry. Sleep. Shall I continue? So that was number 4. So what could be left in store? Okay. Now we get into the big boys. We're getting to the big boys now. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate at number 3. Yes, the best one ever. Super Smash Brothers came in and just revolutionized the game. I mean, they just took tournament style and just that's all that needed to be. Once they made it tournament, it's over. People love this game. This game was number 1 in a lot of people's lists. Number 2 to me, number 3 is as close as I can get it. As number 1 and number 2 was just too close to have together, and it's massive. Massive gameplay, artwork. I mean, it's what could I say? It's Nintendo. They did it once again. They got 2 games on my list in the top 10. Can't go wrong there. Now, here we're gonna do honorable mentions. We're going to do honorable mentions because the next 2 games I think the world knows. You just don't know which place they're going. So, without any ado, let's go ahead and get the honorable mentions out. A game you don't know about, A Way Out. A Way Out was close to being in the top 10. It just has its moments where it gets too preachy and too boring. But it's definitely in top 20 play. The Tale of the Two Sons co-op adventure game. Very good game. Definitely go check it out. It's fun to play. Okay? Definitely get it. Soul Calibur, what was that? I don't know what number that is. 6, I believe. Soul Calibur 6, fun game to fight and play. One of the best Soul Calibur games there was. Visually, the artworks, the moves, the techniques, everything. The PS4 version to me was better with the controls. Honorable mentions to them. For those who brought that out. Tell you, there were a lot of games this year. A lot of people like, wait a minute. Where's my my video games? Like my Madden and all that. There was nothing really new to the Madden scenes or like the MLB games and things of that nature. Now, We'll get back to the list. Another honorable mention, Fallout 76. 76 rather. So anyway, Fallout 76 gets an honorable mention. Um, they got update changes coming and everything else, but the graphics, the storyline, everything about it was good at first, and it just fell apart when it got near the end. But it's a very fun game to play. You might want to look into that. Battlefield 5. Very good game. Out of all the other games, this is definitely the one I would definitely say that people should go and definitely play. Battlefield 5, first person shooter game. I love the look. I love the realism of it, the sound. Spyro. Spyro's a very fun game. This would be my number 11 probably on the list. Is Spyro. What is that? The Reignited Trilogy. I had a lot of fun playing Spyro. Couldn't set it down. I'm trying to tell you, that's a good game. I had to break myself from playing that thing. I'm like, man, this game is fun. The graphics, the movement, everything. I'm like, hey, they might have something here. So definitely have that. There's a lot of games like Detroit Becoming Human is another. Into the Breach is a great game. Hitman 2 is fun. Best racing game is for that Forza Horizon 4, without a doubt. I wasn't a huge fan of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but we'll get into that a little later. Now let's get into the games that we are waiting for. Number 2 on the list, Gods of War. Number 2 on the list is Gods of War. I know it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. But yeah, it came down to it. God of War was definitely number 2. It was tough. It was almost the best game of the year. And it could be. On a lot of people's list, it was. This was a reboot of the Kratos story. And no longer, with the chain blades anymore. He's faced his biggest battle now is his son, who he's teaching to become a man. And to honor his late wife, as he spreads her ashes out across the starting in the Odyssey and all that stuff with the mystic realms, he's going into the world serpent, vengeance gods. You got this Hannibal visions, dark elves. It's a man. This is a very graphic game. Best graphics I probably have seen, next to the number 1 game. Storyline, the score, the storyline again with the inner demons, the artwork, the fighting, the commands, everything this game has. You don't see where it could go wrong. So very good storytelling and a much needed reboot. Much needed reboot. The number 1 video game of the year, without a doubt, is Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, Rockstar rocked it out the park with the best game of 2018. This Western action theme game is the best. The first one, you thought the first one was great? Oh, buddy, did they come with this one. Just shows you a simple game says so much. The graphics alone will blow you away. This is the Wild West personalities to the T. The anti-heroes are starting to broad out in the video games better than anybody else. And the personalities are broadly, drawn into the ambitious open world to date. And, you got the vistas of the American South. It's rough yet witty, gunslinger action. You got Arthur Murray as the sun sets on the outlaw era. Warrants and lengthy rides for any player on a horse. You got adventure, and that's what's missing. Video games are about adventure. Now, a lot of people, I can see why they would go with God of War over Red Dead Redemption. I can see why. It's like pick your fancy. Me, this is my type of game. I'm a Zelda guy. I'm a I'm a guy who like the westerns. I respect this type of game, and it's by far the best game of 2018. Believe me, God of War is right next to it, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best game of 2018. Sorry, Gavin and Troy. I wish you guys could have been here on the video. We couldn't do it. We might go live and talk about the games, then you guys can give y'all input. But I don't know if you guys have played this game. But anyway, I'm out. Take it easy. And don't forget to subscribe and click the link in the description box to make a donation to the page. It's your boy Cartoon. I'm out.